Before we begin our journey with Cultastic, we want to remind all our listeners. This podcast is a creative and educational exercise. The scenarios and discussions presented here are purely fictional and theoretical, exploring the concept of cults in a controlled, imaginative context. This is not a real cult, nor do we advocate or support the creation of any such groups in reality. If you or someone you love might be involved in a real cult, or if you have concerns about potentially harmful group dynamics, it's important to seek help. Remember, understanding and awareness are key in recognizing and preventing the dangers of real cults. Stay informed, stay safe, and enjoy Cultastic as a thought-provoking exploration, not a guide to action.
The Rise of Mary Rocker. With John Featherbottom detained by the ATF, the once tranquil enclave of Heavenly Haven found itself thrust into a state of uncertainty and upheaval. In his absence, a new leader emerged to take charge. Mary Rocker, a former military veteran with a steely resolve and a no-nonsense attitude. As she addressed the gathered residents of the commune, her voice rang out with authority and command. "It's time for a change," she declared, her words carrying the weight of conviction. "We need to clean up this place and get it in order, like the military, and I'm the one to make it happen." The militarization of Heavenly Haven. As Mary laid out her plans for the commune, the people listened with a mixture of apprehension and unease. Gone were the days of peace and harmony. In their place stood the specter of militaristic discipline and strict obedience to authority. But as questions began to arise among the residents, Mary's patience wore thin. With a few of her loyal soldiers at her side, she rounded up those who dared to challenge her authority and brought them to her tent for a private audience. The ultimatum. Inside the tent, Mary's demeanor shifted from stern to outright menacing as she addressed the dissenters before her. "You have a choice," she growled, her voice dripping with menace. "You can fall in line and obey orders, or you can face the consequences." The dissenters exchanged nervous glances, their resolve wavering in the face of Mary's iron will. But even as they contemplated their options, they knew that resistance was futile in the face of such overwhelming force. The rebellion. But not everyone was willing to submit to Mary's tyranny without a fight. As whispers of dissent spread throughout the commune, a small band of rebels began to gather in secret, plotting their defiance against the new regime. Led by a charismatic leader named David, the rebels vowed to resist Mary's authoritarian rule and restore freedom and autonomy to Heavenly Haven. But as tensions escalated and the stakes grew ever higher, they knew that their struggle would not be easy, and that the price of defiance could be steep indeed. The showdown. As Mary tightened her grip on power, the rebels prepared for their moment of reckoning. With makeshift weapons and steely resolve, they launched a daring assault on Mary's stronghold, determined to overthrow her oppressive regime and reclaim their freedom. But as the battle raged on, it became clear that victory would not come without sacrifice. Lives were lost, families torn apart, and the once peaceful commune descended into chaos and bloodshed. The aftermath. In the end, Mary emerged victorious, her grip on power stronger than ever before. But the cost of her tyranny was steep, and the scars of the rebellion would linger for years to come. As the dust settled over Heavenly Haven, the people mourned the loss of their once cherished sanctuary, now tainted by the shadows of authority and oppression. And as they gazed out over the ruins of their former home, they knew that the struggle for freedom was far from over, and that the fight for justice would continue to burn bright in their heart.
Curious about where this journey will take us? Subscribe to Cultastic, or How to Start a Cult, without really trying on your favorite podcast platform, or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's build this mission to save the people of Earth, week by unpredictable week.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Visit roguemedianetwork.com to find your new favorite podcast.